GST. One more very important topic. So here we are going to find out so what is the need for the determination of the place of supply, because without finding out the place of supply, it will be difficult for us to find out whether what kind of which tax need to be levied, whether it's CGS or IGST. It's we require a clarity about this. So there are two kinds in this. That's the reason place of supply. You could see here these two things: place of supply and GST. Location of the supplier. It is the registered place of business of the supplier, where the supplier's business is be registered in which location, that is considered as a location of the supplier. And place of supply, if you say place of supply, it is a registered place of business of the recipient, the receivers of the goods or services, the goods, is location where his business is being registered. So that is considered as a place of supply. And let's look at the example. First example, X Limited is a supplier of craft products having the registered office in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. It supplies goods to schools in Madurai, Tamil Nadu. Hence, the supplier as well as the recipient is located in the same state, that is Tamil Nadu. It will be counted as an intra-state supply of goods, and hence SGST and CGST will be levied. What is clearly visible, aware, like the information is available with us, is that the X Limited is supplying to the school in Madurai, because in Chennai to Madurai, it's in the same state, Tamil Nadu. So it's when it is done in the same state, supply of goods is done in the same states, same state. So that means that it's the intra-state supply which has happened within the state. That means then CGST and SGST, 8%. Example, 18% is the GST, means 9% will go to state, 9% will go to central. Okay, so SGST and CGST tax is levied. Second example, X Limited located in Mumbai, Maharashtra, receives order from Messrs Y Limited located in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, for the supply of one machine. Find the place of supply and applicable GST. Okay, so here, please do not get confused. Here, X Limited located in Mumbai receives order. Receives order means receiving the order. Receiving the goods. No, it's not a goods he's talking about. Receiving the order to supply a machine means X Limited is a supplier because he has received the order from Messrs Y of Gujarat, Ahmedabad, to supply one machine. So it's a duty of the X Limited to supply the machine from Mumbai to Ahmedabad. Okay, so they are asking what is the location of the supplier. Location of the supplier is Mumbai, Maharashtra. Okay, Mr. X Limited is a supplier because he has received the order from the Messrs Y Limited. So in this case, location of the supplier is Mumbai. The place of supply. What is the place of supply? Place of supply is Ahmedabad, Gujarat, because there the goods have been supplied and Messrs Y has received those goods in the Ahmedabad. So since the movement of goods terminate at Ahmedabad, then that is considered as a say example. Once you send the goods, it is get terminated. The contract over there. Once in the Ahmedabad Messrs Y Limited receives that goods or machine, then that movement terminates, ends. Okay. So what is the applicable rate? What is applicable GST? Is applicable GST is IGST, integrated GST is paid because it's between the interstate. This is not intrastate, it is interstate because the goods have moved from Mumbai to Gujarat. From one state to another state, the goods have moved. That's the reason it is considered as an interstate and IGST is levied. Okay, integrated GST is levied under this supply. Okay. Okay, we are going to discuss now place of supply in case of goods, and place of supply in case of services we'll discuss at the end as a separate, because place of supply of goods first we are going to discuss and place of supply of services at the later. So here, so it's a place of supply of goods under GST defines whether the transaction will be counted as an intrastate or interstate. and accordingly levy of the SGST, CGST and IGST will be determined based on the place of supply of goods. So here there are 6 kinds, you look at that, we'll discuss one by one after this. So 6, please remember, following topics are covered under this. Movement of goods, no movement of goods, goods are assembled or installed at site, goods are supplied on a vessel or conveyance, place of supply of goods cannot be determined, import and exports. So exactly, you look at this flow chart. Here we are going to discuss all these things. Okay, so this covers place of supply of goods other than import or export. So this flow chart does not include goods that are imported and export. Those transactions are not considered. Only place of supply of goods in this category except other than export or import. Okay, you could see the first one and you could see the section 10. It's all deals with the section 10. Okay, section 10, subsection 1 and clause A, you could see. Next we'll see B, next you could see C and D and E. And the last one, apart from the rest all, it deals with the section 10, subsection 2. Okay, so let's look at the first one, because I'm going to separately, individual slide wise, I'm going to explain you. Okay, but briefly I'm going to read out this. First case you look at, supply involves movement of goods, whether by a supplier or a recipient or by any other person. Okay, section 10, subsection 1, clause A, okay, deals with this. Okay, of IGST, integrated GST. Okay, it comes under that section, IGST Act. Okay, so here you look at supply of movement of goods. So place where movement terminates for delivery to the recipient. It is a place where the supply ends once the receiver receives that goods. I'll explain. Okay, next, goods delivered on the direction of the third person. There might be an agent or a third person on the direction the goods are moved. So principal place of business of the third person is considered as a place of supply. Next, third, supply does not involve movement of goods. Okay, in case there is no supply of movement of goods is involved, in that case, location of the goods at the time of delivery of, to the recipient. Example, the location when the goods have been delivered from the supplier to the recipient, that location is considered as a place of supply. Then goods assembled or installed at a particular site. Example, you have supplied and it has been installed in a particular location. And what is the place of supply in this case? So where the machine or whatever it has been installed, the place of installation or assembly is considered as a place of supply. Next, goods supplied on board or a conveyance. So example, on the, you have loaded the goods on a particular consignment or whatever, I would say, on the board, the truck, whatever, the location where the goods are taken to the board, or a flight, you loaded that. So the location where it's been loaded is considered as a place of supply. In any other case, the last one is from A to till E. Okay, A to up to here. If you are unable to find out in this case, it does not fall under these cases. The last one will deals with section 10, subsection 2 deals with that. It is determined, place of supply shall be determined in such manner as may be prescribed by the GST Council. So whatever the GST Council recommends, accordingly it will be computed. Okay, accordingly it will be found out the place of supply. Okay, we'll discuss one by one. Okay, it's like from this. Okay, this accordingly this one after the other we will discuss to get a more clarity on this. Okay, let's discuss the first one. Please remember, this is with related to the supply of goods. Okay, so here supply involves movement of goods. Section 10, subsection 1, clause A. Okay, you could look at there. Nature of supply. Okay, nature of supply. Supply involves movement of goods, whether by a supplier or the recipient or by any other person. Okay, supply involves movement of goods. Which is a place of supply? Place of supply of goods. The location of the goods at the time of at which the movement of goods terminates for a delivery to the recipient. It is the location where the supply ends, where the receiver receives the goods. Okay, that place is considered as a place of supply. The example is Mr. C of Chennai received a purchase order from Mr. H of Hyderabad for want of commercial goods. So here Mr. C means he is in Chennai. He receives the order to supply to Mr. H of Hyderabad. So here Mr. H is in Hyderabad is a recipient. So now supply involves movement of goods from supplier from Chennai to Hyderabad in a truck by road. So in a truck it has been supplied from Chennai to Hyderabad. So in this case, what is the place of supply of goods? So the question is, what is the place of supply of goods? Please find out the place of supply of goods. It's a place of supply of goods is Hyderabad. Because why Hyderabad? From Chennai, goods have moved to Hyderabad. Mr. H has ordered that for that goods, and Mr. H has received those goods in Hyderabad. When he received those goods in Hyderabad, that supply ends there because the recipient has received that goods. Oh, okay, the moment the supply terminates for delivery to the recipient, so that is considered, that location is considered as a place of supply. So Hyderabad, and the applicable GST is IGST, integrated GST will be levied, because why? The goods have moved from Chennai to Hyderabad from two states, from one state to the goods have moved to the another state. That's the reason it's this place of supply of goods will be Hyderabad. Okay. So second, in this, okay, you could see the supplier deliver goods to a recipient or any other person on the direction of the third person by way of transfer of the document of the title to the goods or otherwise. So here the goods are delivered by the supplier to the recipient or any other person on the direction of the one. There is one more person, third person. Okay, whether acting as an agent or otherwise, before or during the movement of goods by way of transfer of documents of title of the goods or otherwise. So whether he has through the transfer of the title of the goods, there is a third person who directs the supplier, please transfer those goods to a particular location. So either before the movement of goods or simultaneously on the way of the supply of the goods, he directs the supplier, please transfer the goods to a particular location and all. So there is a direction which is being received. So in that case, so the place of supply of goods will be, it shall be deemed that the said third person has received the goods, and the place of supply of such goods shall be principal place of business of such person. So in this case, what happens? Example, it is considered, is deemed as the person who has ordered, the person who has directed to do certain things, to transfer goods to a particular place and all. That person's location, we consider him as a principal person. That person's location is considered as a place of supply. Okay, so you will understand with an example. So there is an example. Mr. C of Chennai received a purchase order from Mr. H of Hyderabad for want of commercial goods. Now supply involves movement of goods from Chennai to Hyderabad by road, okay, in a truck. So what it clearly says that Mr. C is supposed to send the goods from Chennai to Mr. H of Hyderabad, because Mr. H from Hyderabad has ordered for the goods, commercial goods. Okay. So then we look at the next paragraph. Upon the direction of Mr. H, okay, upon the direction of the Mr. H, Hyderabad, these goods are redirected to a branch office of Mr. H located in Vijayawada by way of transfer of document of the title to the goods. So it says that while the goods were in transit, okay, the Mr. C has sent it to Hyderabad. Okay, so on in the on the way in the transit, it has been redirected because Mr. H said, please instead of sending to me, send the goods to another location of mine in Vijayawada. There is one more location is there. Actually, you are sending to me in Hyderabad, so I want that the goods supply need to be redirected to Vijayawada. Okay, because through the truck it is carried. So through the lorry receipt and lorry copy, that copy. So it is been said that the title of the documents, the way of the transfer of the documents. So please redirect that supply to the Vijayawada. So what will happen in that case? Which is the place of supply you are going to consider here? So it's been showed as a flow chart. You look at here, Mr. C of the Chennai, okay, as supplying the goods by truck to Mr. H of the Vijayawada. Actually, Mr. C of Chennai, okay, is Mr. H is in Hyderabad, agree, head office. So he has order, Mr. H has order for the goods. Okay. So, but on the way, Mr. H has directed Mr. C, please supply not here, so to the Vijayawada. Instead of here, please redirect her and supply to the Vijayawada. Of there is one more office, mine branch office is there. Please supply there. Okay. So then PO means principal office. Here, the place of supply will be not Vijayawada. Place of supply will be Hyderabad because principal office is situated in Hyderabad and he is the person who has ordered for the goods. Then the place of supply will be Hyderabad, not Vijayawada. So please remember, principal office, main office is considered as a place of supply, and IGST will be levied because Vijayawada also comes in Hyderabad only. So like Andhra, so it's like Chennai to Hyderabad. So it's the interstate. So that's the reason IGST will be levied. Okay. So it is deemed. It is deemed as Mr. H only has received the goods because he is a principal. Even though it's gone to Vijayawada, it is deemed. You can consider the it is it is being ordered by the Mr. H. Okay. So principal place of business will be considered as a place of supply. Okay, principal place. Okay, principal office place is considered as a business of such person, which will be considered as, that's the reason here the place of supply is Hyderabad. Okay, look at a little change, example here. Same under that only. Example: supplier delivers goods to a principal on the direction of an agent. Okay, so here you could see here in the previous example only we are making little changes. Mr. C is supplying, correct? But what happens here? Supplier delivers goods to a principal on the direction of the agent. Here one more person, agent has come. Okay, is an agent. Okay, so what the agent is like? Agent is in the Madurai, Tamil Nadu only. Mr. M is, there is one more agent. Okay, who has directed Mr. C to send the goods to Hyderabad. He is a principal. Okay, so Mr. Madurai and Mr. H in Hyderabad is the principal. Goods are transferred to or supplied to the truck by truck to Hyderabad on the direction of the Mr. M Madurai. Okay, agent. Mr. M is directed to Mr. C to deliver the goods to Mr. H of Hyderabad. Okay, so here what you could see, goods though supplied to Hyderabad. Okay, please look at clearly. Though the goods have been supplied to Hyderabad, the place of supply of goods is considered as Madurai, and it is considered as intrastate, not interstate, because supplier is Chennai guy, Tamil Nadu, and Madurai is also in Tamil Nadu. Okay, here the where the recipient has received the goods will not be considered. Where the agent has ordered, it is considered as the recipient, deemed recipient is the agent. Okay, so that's the reason. Okay, principal agent's office here is the agent, so this is considered as a place of supply. So CGST and SGST will be levied because it's the intrastate. Okay, please remember, I think this gives you clarity on this. The previous example, you look at his own, because he has said Hyderabad is in the office. He is one more branch is Vijayawada. He redirected, but where the his business is registered, head office. Okay, because he's the he has directed that. So that's the reason we considered this. And the next case, agent played a role because he Mr. M of Madurai is the agent of Mr. H Hyderabad, and he has directed Mr. C to send the goods to Hyderabad. So in this case, the agent's location is considered as a place of supply. Okay, so these examples will give you clarity. Okay, so I hope you understood that. Okay, third one. Supply does not involve movement of goods. Okay, so here the nature of supply will be where the supply does not involve movement of goods, whether by a supplier or the recipient. Okay, so what is the place of supply of goods? So it is considered as a location of such goods at the time of delivery to the recipient. Okay, irrespective of the location where the goods have been delivered, that location is considered as a place of supply. Let's look at the example. A and B both are both located in Kerala. B comes to shop of A. A delivered goods to B. What is the place of supply of goods? Which levy will attract? So what you could see from the problem, both are in Kerala. Okay, A is located in Kerala, B is also located in Kerala. B comes to A's shop. B only has come to the A's shop, and A has delivered from his shop only. Directly B has come, no? So there only he has delivered the goods to the B. Okay, so immediately there itself. And there is no that A has supplied, there is a movement of goods, and B receives at a later date. Those things are not there. It's immediate there. So what is the place of supply? So place of supply is nothing but Kerala. Place of supply is Kerala because the location where it has been transferred by A, it's in Kerala, no? So it's a intra-state, within the state. So CGST and SGST will be levied. Okay, location of such goods at the time of delivery to the recipient is considered. Okay, this is irrespective of the location of the buyer and the seller. Here, irrespective of the what is the location of the buyer, what is the location of the seller will not be considered. Where the goods have been delivered, the location of where the goods have been delivered is considered as the place of supply. Okay, this is third. Next one. Okay, so D we are discussing with this. So nature of supply, where the goods are assembled or installed at site. So place of supply of goods will be location where those supplies have been installed or assembled. So let's look at the example. Here the where the you know the machine or whatever is been installed, no, or assembled, that location is considered. Example, Mr. D located in New Delhi. Place order on Mr. Delhi of New Delhi. Listen, that person name is Mr. Delhi. He is also in New Delhi for installation of air conditioned machine in his factory located in Chennai. So Mr. D okay, Mr. D located in New Delhi, he places the order with the Mr. Delhi, okay, to install the air conditioned machine in the factory located in Chennai. Mr. D procures, okay, the indoor and outdoor units, set up plugs, electrical cables, distribution boards, and other items from different states in India, and arranges for delivery in Chennai. The said machine assembled by Mr. Delhi in Chennai find the place of supply of goods and levy tax. Okay, so here Mr. D he has given order to Mr. Delhi to install the air condition in his factory, and all whatever required supplies, machines like set up plugs, electrical cables, distribution board, everything he has bought from the different states, and arranges for the delivery in Chennai. Okay, and it is being delivered in Chennai, and that said machine is set up, installed in Chennai by Mr. Delhi, because Delhi is the person who has to install that. Okay, find the place of supply of goods and levy of tax. So here the place of supply of goods will be where that machine is been installed. So the machine is been, the air conditioner has been installed in Chennai, agree? Then the place of supply of goods is Chennai. And what is our GST? IGST, because from Delhi to the supply of goods have moved to Chennai. Okay, that's the reason it's an interstate. So when interstate, IGST is IGST is applicable. So the place of supply of goods is Chennai, because it's a location where it's been installed, and the goods have moved from Delhi to Chennai. So that means it's a IGST. It's an interstate delivery. Okay, next one. So goods supplied on a vessel or conveyance. Okay, so here, so goods have been supplied to the board or a conveyance, including vessel or an aircraft or a train or a motor vehicle, which has been like goods have been boarded. Okay, so it's been boarded in a particular location, might be in the ship or aircraft or train or motor vehicle, wherever. So what is the place of supply in those cases? Place of supply of goods. So location at which such goods are taken on a board. It is a location where those goods have been loaded. It has been taken to the board of the vehicle. So look at the example. Chennai Express train going from, is a train going from Chennai to Cochin. Okay, so the train is moving from Chennai to Cochin. Messrs X Limited, located in Cochin, has supplied the food which are given to passengers during night time. The food packets are loaded at Chennai Central Station, Chennai. Find the place of supply of goods and levy of GST. So look at the problem clearly. So it says that the train moves between Chennai to Cochin, and Messrs X Limited, who is located in Cochin. Messrs X Limited is the supplier of the food items to the train, and he is located in Cochin, but he supplies the food at Chennai itself. It's been clearly said that at Chennai Central Station, the food packets are loaded to the train. So find out the place of supply and the levy of GST. So it clearly says that place of supply of goods is Chennai. Because why? Because here rule says where the location at which the goods are taken to the board. So it clearly says that the food items are boarded to the train at Chennai. So that means Chennai is the place of supply. And why, you might say that IGST? Because the train is starting from Chennai and the food item is also boarded in Chennai. So which tax need to be taken? So please look at the tax limited. No, Messrs X Limited is liable to pay IGST. The reason is that Messrs X Limited is registered in Cochin, Kerala. Okay, so then it is considered as interstate because it is located in Cochin, but goods are supplied in Chennai. Okay, so that means IGST. It's an interstate supply. Okay, please remember. Okay, so even Messrs X Limited is in Cochin, Kerala, but he delivered the goods in Chennai train. In Chennai, in that at Chennai Central Station. Okay, that clearly tells it's a interstate. Okay, so place of supply of goods will be Chennai, and IGST tax need to be paid. Okay, next, place of supply of goods cannot be determined. In the last case which I said, like section 10 subsection, which does not fall between A to E sections, between A to E. So this all five we have discussed now. Okay, it's all five, which I'm going to say this. Now all this, look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A to E. And finally, this one is the last one, which does not fall under the all remaining categories. Okay, in that case, it will be determined. The place of supply of goods will be determined. You could see that anything not covered under subsection A to E. Okay, you could see there section 10. Okay, section subsection 1, under that subsection A to E is not covered. Okay, which will be fall under this section 10 subsection 2, determined in such manner as may be prescribed or as recommended by GST Council. Okay, as it's recommended, how the GST Council recommends or brings out with the rules to compute that, and accordingly that will be done. Okay, so this fall under that. Okay, next comes you could look at the place of supply of goods imported into or exported from India. It deals with section 11. Okay, so far we discussed section 10. It deals with section 11. So which related to the import and export. So nature of supply, place of supply of goods, what you are going to consider. So if example, nature of the supply, imported into India. For example, the transaction is imported to India, then the place of supply of goods will be location of the importer. Place of supply of goods will be location of the importer. Then if it is an nature of transaction is export from India. So if it is export from India, location of outside India will be the place of supply of goods. Conclusion, IGST will be levied on those kind of transactions. Okay. So IGST levy on supply of goods. So supply of goods in the course of interstate trade or commerce means any supply where the location of the supplier and the place of supply are in a different states. So we have already discussed these things. You are aware about it when IGST is applicable. So it's like the location of the supplier is different in other state and you are supplying to the one more other state, different state. Then IGST is applicable. Deemed interstate, which we considered as a deemed one. A supply of goods and or services in the course of import. Okay. If a goods or services in the course of import and export of goods and services, we consider as a deemed interstate supply. So as like in these cases, which is location of the import, it's related to import and export, no? So that's the reason we consider the deemed interstate supply. A supply of goods or services in the course of import on an export of goods and services. If these kind of transactions are arising, then we consider them as a deemed interstate supply. When we consider deemed interstate supply, then IGST is applicable. So that's the reason it's been given there. Conclusion, IGST levy, IGST will be levied on this. Okay. So okay, this is before I go to the place of supply, we'll go back and look at the few examples in the next class. Few more examples we will see, few more problems we'll see, and we will have a better understanding. Okay, so it's almost time up. I'm going to end that. Okay, and in the next class we'll discuss further with the problems. We'll look at the problems with related to the place of supply. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day. See you. Bye.